recently listened to the budget speech for 2024 for the Kingdom of Eswatini by the Minister of Finance, Neil Reichenberg. And I wanted to look at and for any one of you that wants to go listen to that, you could go to YouTube and just search for the budget speech, and you could hear him say it out, or you could just go on Google and search for the budget speech of Swaziland for 2024, and this speech will pop up. It's mostly everything that he spoke of. I guess he was reading word for word out of this, or these are minutes from it, but I suspect this is what he was reading from. What I wanted to look at, I actually listened to that, but I wanted to look more into what the money has been spent on. So I'm trying to find the actual finances, and the first thing that I found was this poster or presentation type poster for the Eswatini National Budget 2024-25 at a glance. And according to this, it says it's a budget that is responsive to the submissions at Sibaya, and this is in reference to the national meeting that the people of Swaziland went to last year, 2023, and they spoke of what they wanted and what they expected from the country. And so this is a budget that sort of, I guess, addresses it according to what this picture says. Okay, we're saying growth, jobs, we're saying job creation, I guess, stabilization fund, SACU since 1910, which is a Southern African Customs Union. This is one of the places which Swaziland gets most of their income from, actually, but we will see if that is what, according to the budget speech when I listened to it recently. So here it says where the money comes from, and apparently, yes, the biggest piece of the pie where the money comes from is the SACU receipts, which is these are in million emalangeni. So this is 11,580 million, which is 39% of the receipts or revenue for the Swazi economy. And then that is followed by VAT, which is value added tax, that's 17% at 5,087 million. After that we have PAYE. I'm not sure what that is. That's 17%. I think I'll try to look more into that, see what that is, and see if I can find an explanation. I'll show you guys if I do find one. And then we have corporate tax, which is 6%. That's 1,876 million. And then grants, it's 2%. So we receive grants, which are about 492 million, and that's in emalangeni. Another and others, which is 11%. Oh, that's a big piece of the pie to just call other. That's 3,372, and then we have borrowing. So this is external, and that's 8%, which is 2,438. It says actions towards reducing compliance cost and fostering growth. So the launching of ERS's Sonzela Skulume program to address tax compliance difficulties. Have to look into what Sonzela Skulume program is. I'm not sure what that is. Corporate tax rate reduced from 27.5% to 25%, reviewing the VAT threshold from 500,000 emalangeni to 900,000 emalangeni, implementing the perspective tax regime. Part of SACCU receipts will be invested into the stabilization fund. Sisu sibekelwa ngaphandle, and it says where it goes. Okay, let's see where the money goes. The budget allocation by ministry. So we have the ministries here, which is Parliament. It says a recurrent amount of $123,403. Is that in million? I'm not sure. I think this might just be in emalangeni. So yeah, this might just be in emalangeni. So this should be 127,000 emalangeni. Private and cabinet offices. In total, that's gonna be 97,000. Tourism and environmental affairs, that's gonna be in total. We have a recurrent fee and a capex fee. I'm not sure what. Well, recurrent fee, maybe it's what. Well, it says recurrent. So yeah, I'm not sure what the difference is between the two, but the total fee that goes into that ministry would be 134,000. That's the tourism and environmental affairs. And then the police, they get 1,264,768. The deputy prime minister's office, it gets close to $1 million at 900,000. The foreign affairs and international cooperation, it gets up to $500,000. Defense gets up to 1.5 million. Dinkhundla administration and development, it gets 440,000. The natural resources and energy, they get 1 million. Geological surveys, minerals and mines department, that's just 25,000. Agriculture, it's 1.5 million. Economic planning and development, that's 2.6 million. Housing and urban development, that's $500,000. Fire and emergency services, we have 112,000. Commerce, industry and trade, we have 313,000. Education and training, we have 4.1 million. Yeah, looks like education and training is a higher number than we've been seeing so far, at 4 million. Finance at 869,000. Treasury and stores, that's only 52,000. Internal audit, that's 12,000. Labor and social security, we have 761,000. Public services, we have 239,000. Information and communication technology, 541,000. Electronics and boundaries commissions, we have 27,000. Health, we have 2.9 million, close to 3 million. The Justice and Constitutional Affairs, we have 100,000. Anti-Corruption Commission, we have 24,000 for Anti-Corruption Commission. That's interesting. Judiciary, we have 111,000. Correctional Services, 700,000. Home Affairs, 200,000. Eswatini National Treasury, 616,000. The King's Office, only 3,000. Public Works and Transport, we have 1,878,000. Sports, Culture and Youth Affairs, we have 117,000. And then for audits, we have 30,000. The theme is Ngwe for growth, to enable and equip Eswatini to hit the ground running for economic growth and service delivery. That was a little bit interesting on where the money goes. I think on what I can say on where the money comes from is I'm still going to look up a few of these categories which I did not exactly know what they meant, like this one where 17% of the income comes from, and here where the others are, I'm not sure actually where this 11% would be coming from, so I'd like to be able to look into that, and I'll actually try to see if I can make a video if I find out where that is coming from. So it says how the budget addresses Sibaya concerns. So number 1, to address unemployment, government will implement the SEDCO ESERA entrepreneurship project, which seeks to integrate entrepreneurship with the mini-grid system. The SEDCO Youth Enterprise Revolving Fund business training, coaching and mentorship project, which is targeting 225 youth-owned enterprises to create 500 jobs. The Eswatini Livestock Value Chain Development Project, in partnership with the International Trade Center, targeting 3,000 cattle and goat producers in the 4 regions. To improve education outcomes, government has allocated 65 million to continue with the conversion of temporary teaching positions into permanent. That's interesting. It might be good for the country, I don't know, we'll see. Continued with the incremental rollout of grade 0 to 340 schools, including hiring of grade 0 teachers. Topped up the school feeding program by an additional 15 million to address health crisis. Drug shortages will be managed by streamlining the supply chain and transformation of CMS. Expansion of renal services to at least two more hospitals requiring dialysis. Continue implementing the policy of having a health facility within an 8-kilometer radius. The construction of Mduna Yitini Ngonzi Clinic, etc. Growth and service delivery. Continuation of the input subsidiary program providing assistance to farmers. Construction of Mpageni Dam, which will provide water for irrigation and other development projects. 460 17 million to complete LUSIP number 2. Provision of potable water through the reticulation of water schemes and hand pumps to ensure that all eMaswati have access to potable water. Allocation of 177 million to the Rural Development Fund RDF and 183 million towards the Micro Projects Community Development Fund CDF, a program to establish digital hub at Dinkhundla Center, which will further ensure decentralization of government services. Roads spanning about 500 kilometers have been targeted for upgrading, and these are spread through the 4 regions. Social protection: increase the number of eligible persons with disability to 14,459. And this is the budget 2024 highlights. So top ministries as percentage of total expenditure: the Ministry of Education and Training got 14%, Ministry of Health 10.2%, Ministry of Economic Planning and Development is sitting at 7.7%, Ministry of Public Works and Transport is at 6.4%, the Ministry of Defense at 5.4%, the Ministry of Education or the Ministry of Agriculture at 5.3%, the Police at 4.3%, Ministry of Natural Resources and Energy at 3.7%, Deputy Prime Minister's Office, Ministry of Labor and Social Security is 2.6%. For what and where does government use the money? And let's see, that should be interesting. So according to this, we have the largest pie going to, in millions, going to the compensation of employees at 9,840 million. I wonder what percentage of the pie that is. And then we have the second largest portion at, I think, yeah, the grants. Oh no, the second largest portion is capital expenditure at 6,336 million, and then that is followed by grants at 4,525 million, and that's followed by the use of goods and services at 4,080 million, and then we have the internet at 2,301 million. Then we have social benefits at 1,341 million. Then the subsidiary, then we have other expenses at only 932 million. Then subsidiaries at 60 million. And this is what it looks like on the expenditure by function of government in millions, or in Emalangeni millions. We have the general public services, that's 9 billion. Yeah, this is, I think, what this chart was showing us exactly.